Haya. The family, our friend, our brother, Nzamba Kitonga, the clergy, viongozi wote ambao wamefika hapa, akamba mwasio, mwasio inge. We have come to pay tribute to a great Kenyan, a great lawyer, and a great Pan-Africanist, Nzamba Kitonga. This congregation itself makes a very strong statement that we have come here to pay tribute to this great man. Nzamba, as has been said already by those who have spoken before me, was somebody who was very humble, simple, intelligent, but also very considerate. I got to know Nzamba through our late friend, Kauma Musili, who's also a lawyer with whom we were in the trenches in those days. And from then onwards, we became very close friends. We kept on consulting over several issues. But before I continue, I am bringing condolences from one of the great sons of this county, who is also a lawyer, who was not able to come here. He has told me that his mother has roots in this family, Professor Makao Mutua, from the United States of America. Now, Nzamba used to be one of our advisors. In those days, when we were doing the second liberation, when we were being arrested, hovyo, Nzamba was always with us, and James Orengo, and the late Kauma Musili. So he has been said that Nzamba was also a good conciliator. We were with him at Bomas of Kenya during the negotiations. And some of you remember, in Bomas of Kenya, after more than 1 year of deliberating about the Constitution, when we were in the process of finalizing the Constitution, a team walked out on us and left us there. And then those delegates who remained then had to rush to complete the document and then have it ready to be presented to Parliament. But then they went to court and blocked that constitution from being taken to Parliament. Then we ended up with the Kilifi draft. The rest is history. After that, then we had the crisis of 2007, 2008. So after the international mediation, it was agreed that one of the agendas under the Kofi Annan was the issue of a new constitution. So the decision was now taken to do a compromise. And you needed now to do a reconciliation. You needed a mediator. And that's how Nzamba found himself heading the team of the committee of experts. And you see Sango Chisoni there has spoken so passionately about Nzamba. And we know what Nzamba was able to do at that time. Some may not remember why we disagreed at Bomas. The contentious clauses to the Constitution at that time. One was the structure of the executive. Two was devolution. And three, the legislature. These are now the issues which needed to be, we needed to reconcile over. We had a very powerful team at Bomas which was against devolution. They did not want to hear anything about devolution. Some will remember at Bomas we appointed the late Odinga as the chairman of the devolution committee. Odinga was shot in cold blood in his residence in front of his children, killed. And the killers of Odinga are still walking scot-free in this country today. So we know where we come from and we know where we want to go in this country. The Naivasha Accord was a firefighting document to try to bring the two sides closer together. It was not a complete project. Constitution making is a continuous process. It cannot remain static. That's why even in the United States you have got First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, Fifth Amendment, and so on and so forth. There are so many of those amendments. And that's where we are here today. So we pay tribute to our brother who's fallen. But then the biggest tribute that can be paid to him to ensure that the work that was started, the BBI, is completed. Nzamba himself believed very strongly in the BBI. I remember sometimes last year after we came from Kitui, because we brought reggae to Kitui. And when we came from Kitui, Nzamba called me about the story I told at Kitui about the two rivers, and I compared it to the rivers of Babylon, where some people said, and the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, hey, we. So, that's how I amused Nzamba, and to talk to me about it. I said, the Cumberland is straddled by two of the biggest rivers, the Athi and Tana. And they're all flowing across the Cumberland to Indian Ocean, taking water to Indian Ocean, which does not need water. Yet Cumberland is dry. People are walking many kilometers to go and look for water. This is something that is solvable and it can be resolved, so that our women do not have to be carrying water so many kilometers to look. Animals get emaciated in the periods of drought, some of them die. This is an issue that can be resolved. So there are a number of issues that we want to deal with going forward. I just want to plead my brother here. We are talking about creating another county. When we were at Bomas, we had 14 regions headed by governors. At Naivasha, they brought 47 counties. You've got 47 governors, only 5 less than the United States of America. Yet we are smaller than Texas. So you see, we go to a conference, Governor Kibwana is going there to sit with the governor from Texas. South Africa, bigger than Kenya, has only got 10 provinces. In Nigeria, 200 million people, 35 states. So we need to really look at this, what we have done. Is it working for our country? Let us sit together and reason. The reason why it was done this way was because at Naivasha, was because those who do not want devolution wanted them to be so small so that they can be controlled from Nairobi. And a time is going to come, maybe not now, because opportunists are going to use that to bring this down. That's why it's not being addressed. But a time will come when Kenyans have to look each other in the eye and address this issue properly. So we, as we're going on here, many of these issues will be addressed. They are going to be addressed because we want to have harmony, we want to get everybody on board. My brother Kibwana, you will remember in the last time when we were talking, trying to create consensus, there was a group which came out and said, this constitution is allowing abortion, this constitution is allowing gay marriages, this constitution is introducing Catholic court, which is against Christianity. We tried to reach consensus, we did not. Then there are those who then said, this constitution, 80% is good, 20% is bad. Let us first correct it before we pass it. Some of us said, no, let us pass it, then we'll see, as we implement it, to see which one is not working, which is working, so that we review it. And then now the time has come. But when we're saying we want to review it, they're saying you're wasting time. You're bloating the government. I don't know what. Let us talk about what mtu mdogo kwanza. Mtu mdogo you address. That's fine. But there's very fundamental issues that we need to be looked at and which have been contained in this particular document. The same people are now telling us that, oh, there's nothing wrong with this current constitution. Let us just deal with the issues of poverty, issues of Juakali, issues of Mama Mboga, issues of wheelbarrow, and so on and so forth. Those wheelbarrows we look at. But wheelbarrows cannot solve our problem as a country. The issues are much more fundamental than just giving youth the wheelbarrows. So we will move on. You remember, we campaigned here. And we told the people here that we want to move our country, take our people to Canaan. That Canaan is in our constitution. That Canaan is also in our national anthem. God bless this land of ours. Just be our shield and defender. May it dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. A country in the Bible where the plenty is found is Canaan. But that plenty was not going to drop like manna from heaven. It has to come, be created through the sweat and toil of the people of Kenya. So we must create an enabling environment where the people of Kenya can create that wealth. Then we can realize the dreams of the founding fathers of our nation. That is what the founding fathers wanted. And that's why I said, yes, that was a senator who told me, we were with Kalonzo. We said we were taking the people to Canaan. I was Joshua, Kalonzo was the Caleb. When we reached we left, we crossed the Red Sea, we toiled around the deserts of Sinai, and we are now on the banks of the River Jordan. Then we found crocodiles. Tukakuta mamba. Kauliza Kalonzo tufanye namna gani? Tukahangaika sana, tukarudi milima mingine inaitwa Uhuru Park. Baadaye tukakuta kama Uhuru vilevile anahangaika pandeli. Hata yeye vilevile anataka kuvuka na watu yake kuingia Canaan. Tukaongea tukasema basi tujenge madaraja. Ndio tuvuke naye mto Jordan tuingie wapi? Sababu inaitwa Building Bridges Initiative. So we are building bridges to get our people to Canaan. It's fine. Nobody is talking about 2022. You're saying Raila alisema nitafanya miaka mitano alafu nitawachia Kalonzo. Nimefanya miaka mitano. Hiyo ni sari yangu kati mimi na Kalonzo. Sivyo? Ama sivyo? Tutakaje? Sisi tumesema at least Raila does not have to be a president of the country. So long as you can deliver people to where you want to go. Even Kalonzo, what we are trying to do is much more fundamental, it's much more important than becoming a prime minister, a president, a deputy prime minister, or whatever it is. Kenya is bigger than all of us. That's why we are prepared to make the compromises so that we can advance forward. 2 steps forward, 1 step backward, we are still advancing. That's how it is. So what is at stake here is much, much more important than just what Raila is going to be, what Kalonzo is going to be, what Uhuru is going to be. Let us put those things aside and look at the greater good for our people. I agree with Professor, inclusivity. Okay? And you mentioned the deputy president. I am not the president. He's his boss. Ask Uhuru to talk to him. They're in the cabinet all the times. Okay? So, if Uhuru wants to talk to him and doesn't agree, si shauri yao. Mimi naingia namna gani? Ikiwa kama mabwana na bibi hawezi kuishi pamoja, shauri gani? Waislamu husema tuoane kwa furaha, tuachane kwa furaha. Ikiwa kama ni talaka mara 3, sio?